for the pink and white tulips. Hey guys, welcome to a new gardening vlog. I am so excited to show you the gigantic change we've made to the garden. I think this is possibly the most impactful change we have made so far. Just as a little reminder, this is the situation that we started out with. Our garden was pretty much completely paved with these textured tiles that were very popular in the Netherlands in the 1960s, 1970s. Lots of homes from that period still have these in the garden. And we had like small borders around the borders of the garden. And right away when we moved in, I knew that we wanted to remove lots of these pavers and get as much green in here as possible. So we have slowly but surely been working on removing more of those pavers, more of those tiles, and getting in more soil, more green, more shrubs, perennial plants, everything. But the style of these pavers, of these tiles, just still wasn't quite cutting it. And I've always known that eventually at some point I would like to replace them with something that's a bit more rustic or like cottagey feeling, maybe just a little bit of a different style, possibly just brick or like these stepping stones or something a little bit more natural. But until then, we're trying to do what we can with a low budget in the backyard, see how much we can get done while spending as little money as possible. I have been consuming a lot of gardening content since I got into gardening at the beginning of the season, and at a certain point I came across broken concrete paths. It's like a light bulb went off in my head and I was like, we need to do this. This will completely transform our garden. So I showed Robert and luckily he loved the idea. So we went ahead and we started smashing up our garden tiles. Basically, we removed a bunch more. We only left a little terrace in the back of the garden and a little path that goes from the garage to the gate so that we can still take our bikes out and the bins and everything. In between, we have decided to replace everything with just this smashed tile path and grass. So this is what it currently looks like, and you can already tell how much it changes just the feel of the garden. It's a completely different look. Completely different, huge transformation, absolutely love it. So you can see back there we still have our terrace, and here we have our path. I'll walk out there in a bit, but there we have our path from the gate to the garage. And then here we have just this meandering broken tile path, and everything that you see here we would like to fill with grass as well as in between the path, but not just any grass. I didn't want to do just plain grass. Obviously we're trying to bring a lot of diversity into the garden, so I searched online for a long time for something that would have grass but also clovers and flowers and just diversity, just a fully diverse lawn from the get-go. And I found it in Belgium. I had to import it but Belgium is still local enough, you know, in global sense of the word. So yeah, I have this mix, this organic grass mix. Seeds. These are several different types of native grasses, several types of flowers, several types of clovers, and just lots of stuff going on here. So that's what we're gonna sow. But before we do that, we need to fill up everything with dirt, basically. So that's the plan for today. We're gonna go ahead, fill all of that up with dirt, see if we can sow the grass. I also have a couple more plants I would like to get into the ground today. Our gardening day. I have planted my David Austin rose here. We've decided that it would probably be nice if we just plant a little hedge of roses right in front of the terrace here, so that you don't see this like less aesthetic bit of paving that we still have from the house, so that it's kind of like behind a little hedge of roses. So I'm planning on getting more of those when spring comes around and they're available again, because I can't get them right now. This is the Olivia Rose Austin, David Austin rose. So I'd like to get a couple more of those, maybe like 2, and have a little hedge here. I also planted some heather right here that I had just standing in their nursery pots still, so that's planted now. And yeah, Robert's just raking in a little bit of potting soil in with the regular garden soil, and yeah, should be ready for the grass seed to go in. It's looking really nice so far. Very happy with it. I did not expect this to go this fast. It's been a week. And take a look at our grass, guys. What I want to do today is get some bulbs planted. We have those 2 big planters next to our bench that the chrysanthemums used to grow in, that this year died and didn't come back, and I would love to plant those up with spring bulbs. So I ordered a bunch for the pink and white tulips, which I think will be fantastic in there, just for some early spring interest. I ordered alliums, just simple blue alliums, just a couple of these and a few of these. So I'm gonna see if I want to do just tulips in the planters, or maybe a little bit of a mix, and plant some tulips maybe in the front yard or in some other places around the garden. And if I just plant them everywhere, I'm gonna have to see if I want to do little clusters or just individual ones here and there. But in any case, what I need to do first is empty out those planters. So yeah, let me actually take you over there. That one right there and that one, they're both the same. I'm gonna go ahead, empty out some of this soil. We still have the chrysanthemum roots in there, so I need to take those out. Probably remove the top of the soil just because it's full of weeds. Replace that with some fresh soil, and yeah, get the bulbs in there. Ooh, some roses coming. Yay! I just emptied out this one, and I actually think there's about 10 centimeters of room left in here, so that would make this the perfect depth to plant my bulbs in. So if I just stick them in here and then top this up with soil to the edge, I should have them at the right depth. Let's empty out the other one and then we can start planting. I think the alliums will be too big for this, so I'm just gonna do a mixture of all 3 of these, and these should actually bloom in succession. So this one should pop up first, then the tulips, and then this last, which would give me a couple months of interest in here and something blooming while I let the leaves die down, because you need to, with bulbs, you need to let them completely like dry down before you remove them so that they come back the next year. And yeah, I would hate to just have a planter full of drying out leaves, so it'd be nice if something is still blooming in there for the most part. So I'm just gonna see how many I can fit in there, how many I have left. The alliums I'm just gonna do somewhere in the garden, and I pop all of these around there somewhere as well. Maybe a few in the front yard would be nice. I think a couple tulips would be nice, but for now let's get them in here. Planters are planted up, looking good. I planted everything that was remaining up between here and the front yard. So hopefully by spring we'll have a really nice blooming border. So all there's left now are the alliums, and I'm not quite sure where I want to put those in. I do have all of those lilies of the Nile everywhere as well, and I don't quite remember where I put those, but I think maybe if I just go in around the back border, right along the back of the garden, I think they could be really nice there, just because they kind of stick out a little bit higher. I did pop some tulips in there as well, so I'll have to be careful not to hit those bulbs now. But I think if I pop them in there, that'll provide some nice interest in the back there, and that could be really nice. So yeah, let's do that. And now all there's left to do is wait. I think this is pretty much me done for the season as well, because I really like to leave spent plants, like perennials that I finished blooming and everything, and all the tired plants, in until spring, so that the critters and the insects and everything can use them throughout winter. And then when early spring comes around, I like to clear everything out. Also just so that there's something happening in the garden during winter. I don't like to just rip everything out and then look at soil for months. I'm not gonna do the big chop and the big prune until spring. So for now, I think all I can do is keep deadheading anything that's still blooming. I for sure need to harvest my gigantic lemon verbena, because this is insane. I'll have enough tea there to last me the entire winter. Yeah, it turned into a proper tree back there. Gigantic. So I'm gonna have to harvest that, dry all of those leaves. But everything else, I think I'm just gonna leave, and it should be good. And then when spring comes around, we'll see what survived, what didn't, what pops out of the ground and what doesn't. And yeah, the cycle starts again. So it's really, really exciting. I do really love gardening. For now, this is where I'm gonna end this video. Thank you so much for watching once again. Thank you for joining me in my gardening journey. I will show you the results of the grass, at least on Instagram. So be sure to follow me on there if you want to be updated on that. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to see what else I'm up to. Thank you so much for watching once again, and I will see you very soon in my next video. Bye!